So we're going to be taking a look at Nutritional International, and this company is fairly interesting because it's focusing mostly on edibles and oils, which have a higher profit margin than other things in the market. So yeah, it's an interesting company. Now, before the election, it was worth about 4 cents. After the election, it went all the way up to 39, and it's been falling pretty much ever since, primarily because it's kind of heavily overvalued, but I'll show you that in just a sec. So this is their sheet for the year ended in July 31st, 2016 for their fiscal year. And at that time they had 2.6 million in assets. It's a very small company, as you can tell, in its infancy stages currently, but 2.6 million in assets and 133 million shares. So if you go back and you take a look at July, the company was worth about 3.5 cents roughly, 3 to 4 cents, 3.5 give or take. And at that price, this company was valued at about twice what it had in assets. So it was worth about 5 million at that point, give or take, but twice the assets. So that's fair enough. After that time, it flew up considerably, and this wasn't sustainable because it was overvalued way too much. This is too high of a price considering the time scales that still have to take place before this company becomes profitable. So this was too high, so it's been dropping ever since. But yeah, so that's that. You can take a look at their numbers if you want. Their annual report is available on SEDAR. Not too much interesting stuff here. So this is their website. Their website looks fairly nice, and okay, well, we're going to go to investor relations really quickly. So this is the investor relations. Okay. And nice looking website. The annoying thing for me, so you want to look at the corporate presentation. You click on it, and they want your information. So this is a small company that wants an audience, but I really don't like when people do this because, you know, I want to look at their company presentation, but I don't want to give them my email. I do have a garbage email just for stuff like this, but still, it's pretty annoying how they make you give them your email in order to get the company presentation, and then once you get the email, they give you a link to their website for the PDF file. So you didn't even have to download it. It's just on their website, but you have to give them your email. So that's pretty annoying. It's really annoying, actually. I don't like it when people do this, when companies do this, but whatever. Anyways, so looking at their presentation, they have this whole giant paragraph about risks and disclosures and all that stuff. That's always great. Some information about the future of this. I'll zoom this in. So yeah, they're focusing mainly on oil extracts, which they can make into edibles, which is good. This is their team. This is their stuff. So according to Reddit, these guys already have some of their products on the market, but they haven't released anything regarding that. So nobody's really sure of their numbers. Nobody's really sure exactly how much money they're making because they haven't released anything about it. So none of that is available. But they're doing edibles, which can be profitable. Extracting oil, all of that. Here's some pictures, some more pictures, some of their products. They have a facility in Colorado, and they're currently investing a lot into properties and such and trying to expand for the future. A lot of people aren't liking for this, which is part of the reason why the stock is tanking so badly, because this company is burning through money acquiring properties and such. And properties are nice, but when you have a small company like this, you don't want the company to acquire a lot of properties. You want the company to establish itself in a place and start making profit so it can support its own growth. Because if they start acquiring profits, then what it means for the stock is that they're going to heavily dilute it in order to finance themselves, and that's not good for the investors. So part of the reason why the stock is tanking so heavy is because these guys, they're focused a lot more on the future than on the present, and they need to get their sales going and start making some profit before they start acquiring properties. Now, here's their equipment. I'm not going to go too much into that, how they do stuff. They do have some pretty nice margins. They should have some pretty nice margins at the beginning when they start selling, so that's good for them. And they're acquiring property over here, which is good. I'm trying to get to the thing that I'm getting. Okay, so one of their dispensaries. I'm not going to go into that. But one of the interesting things about this company, one of the things that's appealing to me, not necessarily at a 30 million market cap, but one of the things that's just nice about this company, in my opinion, is that they're going to try to get into California, which is good. If they can sell their edibles in California, I mean, you have a very big market. So yeah, that's good because California, 38 million people, if they can establish themselves there, they're going to be a pretty big company if they can, actually grow properly without debt financing. Also, Nevada, if they can establish themselves in Las Vegas, that's pretty good. All these other states, they're nice, but they're a lot smaller and they're a lot less relevant in my opinion. They're still relevant. It's not like they're bad states to be established in. But personally, I think that this company will have the most potential if it can establish some sort of network in California. California, 38 million people, you want to get established. So they are going to be trying to do that in the future, but again, they're going to need a lot of money to do this, and they're already burning through some money getting properties and such, and they're going to have to dilute their stock even more. So not necessarily very good. So more about their products. So currently they have 294 million outstanding shares. If you look at this file, at around July 2016, they had what, 133 million. So you're going from 133 million to 294 million. That's a pretty significant amount, in my opinion. So I don't know if you want to be invested into this company quite yet, because if you do, chances are that they're going to have chances. The thing about investing into a company like this is that the risk with it is quite high, and when you have ridiculous amount of financing going on by diluting stock, what this means for you is that if you buy in right now into this company, chances are that your shares are going to be worth slightly less relative to the company's assets in the future, because the company is not perfect. They're not going to be expanding perfectly. They're going to be expanding, but ideally you want to buy in right at the end of their dilution, like right before they're going to go profitable. You want to buy in then, and not right now. So personally, I don't think that right now is quite the right time to buy in. In a few months, it should be a little bit more interesting, especially if they can establish themselves in California, or whenever they release their numbers and their sales and stuff. If they're actually getting decent sales, then that's interesting. But yeah, not a lot of information about this company quite yet. A lot of optimism, but not a lot of stuff actually happening. A lot of risk disclosures, that's for sure. That's fine. That's common. I'm not trying to harp on them or anything. But yeah, a lot of dilution. That's my main problem with small companies like these, is that they dilute quite heavily. And dilution is not intrinsically bad, but when you do it too much, it can. It's not necessarily great. Dilution is fine as long as the company is able to take the money that it gets from its dilution and actually put it into meaningful use. And I'm not sure that this company is going to be doing that in the very near future. So that's my opinion. We're going to need more news in order to be able to decide what the optimal price is. Chances are that it's going to continue going down from here, until the news comes out, until something actually good comes out. But yeah, that's it. I hope this helped. If you did, leave a like, and I'll be doing more of these in the future.